2005 because I spent the entire day with Gavin Arvizo at Neverland on February 19th, 2003. This was the very same day that Gavin and his mother Janet accused Michael of inappropriate behavior. The day that they accused Michael of wrongdoing was the day that Gavin didn't even see Michael. Instead, he was with us, having fun.
In 2005, during the trial, you were on the witness list.
Yeah, we were on the witness list because when we stayed at Neverland March 9th and 10th, Gavin Arvizo and his brother and sister were with us. And the reason why it was so important, the dates, is because Michael was supposedly abusing him until March 12th, and we were there March 9th and 10th.
Right, so when you were
and
there...
that was not happening.
I don't know where prosecutors go from here. I don't know whether they can prevail and get the convictions that they want against Michael Jackson. Their main witness, the accuser, the alleged victim in the case, the one witness that the jury has to believe for prosecutors to win, just wasn't that believable. And now prosecutors are stuck. The most dramatic part of their case, the highest point of their case, is already passed, and they really haven't sold the jury, and it's not going to get any better from them from here.
The 93 case, if they'd been able to try the 93 case, I think Michael Jackson would be in a lot more trouble than he is here.
He's molested other children.
Well, yeah, he only paid him $25 million out of the goodness of his heart.
Pivotal day in the Michael Jackson trial. The judge in this case is set to make a ruling today if prosecutors can bring up previous child molestation allegations against Michael Jackson. One court observer calls these allegations the prosecution's nuclear bomb.
It is official. The ruling that could make or break the case against Michael Jackson has been handed down. Jurors will hear about prior allegations of abuse by Michael Jackson.
The trial here will have mini trial after mini trial as to other offenses. It'll be significantly longer, but it's significantly different than what we had last week or in the beginning of this trial up until last Friday. This is now a trial about pattern evidence, about propensity, and once a pedophile, always a pedophile.
I, at that point, was transferring out of the music business program and into the School of Individualized Study, so I no longer had classes with Jordan. And I believe I wrote him an email. I'm not 100% sure that I sent it, but if I did send it, I didn't get a response. I was approached initially, very shortly after the Neverland raid, by people who worked for the Jackson family, who knew of me because of message boards. And I was asked if I would give a statement, and I did, and I subsequently ended up on the witness list, yes. I mean, there were certain members of the Jackson entourage, I should say, who wanted me to do a little bit of a media tour, which I didn't feel comfortable doing. You know, during that time, I was approached by Stacey Brown, who is known by Jackson fans as somebody who used to be very supportive of Michael Jackson and was very good friends with Rebe Jackson, who then flipped and became an anti-Michael Jackson force in the tabloids. But during our conversations, when he would call me, he was very effusive in his praise of Michael, and he would urge me to sort of, I would say, plump up my Jordan Chandler story, which I never felt comfortable doing. I only would say, you know, exactly what I knew for a fact. But he even encouraged me to say that I was Jordan's girlfriend or that Jordan had a crush on me or something like that. And that was absolutely not true. In retrospect, knowing how he turned on Michael, I feel like he did it as like a preemptive way to discredit me because, you know, if I were to lie about that, it would discredit my entire story. But I, of course, was never willing to do that. And I take this very seriously. Like, I firmly believe in due process, and, you know, it certainly wouldn't have won me any favors industry-wide to testify in his trial, and that's something that perhaps I was a little naive about as a kid, but now as somebody who's worked in the industry, I understand how things work. I don't think I understood the enormity at that time. All I knew was that this was somebody whose life and livelihood was on the line, and I had information that could potentially help him, so I felt it was my obligation and my duty. His name wasn't widely known, and from my discussions in the program, I don't think that there was really anybody else other than very few people who knew who he was. So yeah, people could be sitting on information that they don't even know is relevant. No, this doesn't benefit my career at all. This doesn't give me access to anything. I'm very much somebody who likes to be in the background. That's why I do PR and publicity. Like I want my clients to be in the spotlight, but I myself, you know, I kind of would prefer to hide. But I'm speaking out because you asked me to, and because all of this nonsense is being rehashed and relitigated in the media, and it's ridiculous. You know, I understand that people would be skeptical of my story because I am a fan, and I don't hide that I'm a fan. But the fact of the matter is, you know, if I had even the slightest doubt that Michael Jackson was innocent, I wouldn't be speaking out. I heard directly from Jordan Chandler that he didn't believe that Michael Jackson was capable of the things he was being accused of. And that's very powerful. You know, every allegation, in a sense, is built upon the original 1993 allegation. And I believe that if that one is false, which I do believe it is false, all the rest crumble.